Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 45b, top of the page, with the words Shema, Yishahe Alio Sub. Lest we issue a decree rendering it prohibited to do so, lest one delay his ascension to Jerusalem due to this exchange, as sometimes the silver coins do not amount to the entire gold dinar, and he will not ascend to Jerusalem until he has collected enough silver coins, enough silver dinars to exchange for a gold dinar. And Beit Hillel hold, we do not issue a decree lest he delay his ascension, as even if the silver coins do not amount to the entire gold dinar, he will ascend with the silver coins. But with regard to desacralizing produce with dinars, everyone agrees that we desacralize produce in this manner, due to the fact that since the produce rots, he certainly does not delay taking the produce to Jerusalem until they equal an entire gold dinar. And one said, even with regard to the exchange of produce for dinars, there is a dispute, due to the concern that one will delay bringing his produce to Jerusalem until the value of his second tithe produce is equal to a gold coin. The Gemara asks, granted, according to that version of the dispute, in which you said that everyone agrees the exchange of a silver sela coins, the exchange of silver sela coins for gold dinars is permitted by Torah law, and it is the sages who issued a decree forbidding it. Forbidding it. This is the reason that the dispute between Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai is taught in terms of the formulation one may do and one may not do, as this is the language of a prohibition ab initio. But according to that version of the dispute, in which you said that it is with regard to the halacha by Torah law that they disagree, it should have been phrased in terms of the formulation, we desacralize and we do not desacralize. Since if the practice is forbidden by Torah law, the exchange of silver sela coins for gold dinars is ineffective even after the fact. The Gemara concludes, indeed, according to the latter version, it is difficult. It was stated that there is a dispute between Rav and Levi. One said money can be an item used to effect exchange, and one said money cannot be an item used to effect a transaction by means of exchange, as that form of transaction is effective only with regard to items such as produce and vessels. Rav Papa said, what is the reason for the opinion of the one who says that money cannot be the item used to effect a transaction by means of exchange? It is because the mind of the one acquiring the coin is on the form minted on the coin, not the value of the metal. And the value due to the form is apt to be cancelled by the authorities. Therefore, in the eyes of the party acquiring it, the coin itself has no real value and therefore cannot be an item used to effect exchange. We learned in the Mishnah, when one party takes possession of the gold coins, the other party acquires the silver coins. What is the reference? Not to a case where gold coins were given in order to acquire the silver coins by means of exchange, and therefore one can learn from it that a gold coin be an item used to effect exchange. The Gemara rejects this proof. No. It is referring to a standard purchase effected by means of giving money. The Gemara raises a difficulty. If so, the language of the Mishnah is imprecise. As what is the meaning of when one party takes possession of the gold coins and the other party acquires the silver coins. It should have stated, when one party takes possession of the gold coins, it obligates him to give the silver coin. The Gemara answers, amend the text and teach, when one party takes possession of the gold coins, it obligates him to give the silver coins. The Gemara comments, so too it is reasonable to interpret the Mishnah in that manner, from the fact that it teaches in the latter clause of the Mishnah, when one party takes possession of the silver coins, the other party does not acquire the gold coins. Granted, if you say that this is a purchase affected by means of giving money, this is the meaning of that which we said, gold is a commodity and silver is a currency. And currency does not affect acquisition of a commodity. But if you say that the Mishnah is referring to an acquisition affected by means of exchange, let both require the coins simultaneously from each other. And furthermore, it is taught in a Braita, when one party takes possession of the silver coins, the other party does not acquire the gold coins. How so? If one sold 25 silver dinars to another for a gold dinar, even though he pulled the silver into his possession, he does not acquire it until the other person pulls the gold into his possession. Granted, if you say that this is a purchase effected by means of giving money, it is due to that reason that he does not acquire the gold coin. The transaction is effected only by taking possession of the purchase item. But if you say that it is an acquisition effected by means of exchange, let him acquire the gold by pulling the silver. In a transaction of exchange, the two parties acquire the two items simultaneously. The Gemara continues, rather, what then is the nature of the transaction? It is a purchase affected by Is it a purchase affected by means of giving money? If so, then say the first clause of the Braita. When one party takes possession of the gold coins, the other party acquires the silver coins. How so? If one sold the silver dinar to another for 25 dinars, once he pulled the gold coin into his possession, the silver coins are acquired wherever they are. The Gemara challenges, granted, if you say that this is an acquisition effected by means of exchange, this is the meaning of that which is taught. The silver coins are acquired wherever they are, as that is the nature of the transaction exchange. But if you say that this is a purchase effected by means of giving money, this phrase, the silver coins are acquired wherever they are, is incorrect. As the Tana should have stated, once he pulled the gold coin into his possession, the man is obligated to pay for his acquisition, as he is not required to pay with those particular silver coins. Rav Ashi said, actually, the reference is to a purchase effected by means of giving money. And what is the meaning of wherever they are? It means as they are, meaning exactly as the owner of the silver coins said to him, and he cannot replace them with a different classification of coins. How so? If the owner of the silver coins said to the owner of the gold coin, I will give you payment from a purse in which there are new coins, he cannot give him payment from a purse in which there are old coins, even though old coins are preferable relative to new coins, because the people trust that used coins are authentic. What is the reason that the owner of the gold would prefer new silver coins? It is that he says to the owner of the silver, I need them in order to age them, meaning these coins will remain in my possession for a long time, and old coins will blacken in these circumstances. Rav Papa says, even according to the one who says money cannot be the item used to effect a transaction by means of exchange, this means only that money does not affect a transaction of exchange, but he concedes that money is acquired by means of a transaction of exchange. If one party pulls a vessel into his possession, the other party acquires silver coins in exchange, just as it is with regard to produce, according to the opinion of Rav Nachman. Is it not the case that even though, according to the opinion of Rabbi Nachman, produce itself does not affect a transactional exchange, nevertheless produce is acquired by means of a transaction of exchange? Currency too is no different. The Gemara raises an objection to the opinion of Rav Papa from a Braita. One was standing on the threshing floor and had no money in his hand and wanted to desacralize his second tithe produce without paying an additional 1/5. The halacha is that one who desacralizes his own produce must add 1/5 to his value. This man wants to engage in an artifice as he sold the produce to another, thereby enabling him to desacralize it without adding 1/5. To that end, he says to another, "This produce is hereby given to you as a gift." To be continued.